Israel's attack on Gaza continues.
We go overseas to where the conflict is continuing. Fighting between Israel and Hamas continues to intensify, especially in Gaza.
The Israeli military is now ordering civilians to evacuate their homes, but Hamas is urging Palestinians to stay. Fox 5's Briella Tomasetti is live at the United Nations with the very latest on the conflict as we know it. Good morning, Briella.
Dan and Tashani, good morning to both of you. Security here outside the UN remains tight, perhaps a little less tight during the overnight hours. Meanwhile, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is overseas in Israel as we speak. He plans to meet with senior government officials, to get a firsthand look at weapons delivered by the U.S. earlier this week. Israel has ordered more than 1 million civilians living in Gaza City to evacuate, advising all people to move south of the Gaza River within 24 hours. The Israel Defense Forces posted this message on X, saying it is believed that Hamas terrorists are hiding in Gaza City inside tunnels underneath houses and inside buildings populated with innocent Gazan civilians. The military also warned in the following days the IDF will continue to operate significantly in Gaza City and make extensive efforts to avoid harming civilians. Hamas, on the other hand, is telling all Palestinians to stay put. Israel has begun lining up tanks near the Gaza Strip for a potential ground invasion against Hamas. Its evacuation warning also applies to all United Nations staff and to the hundreds of thousands who have taken refuge in their facilities. The UN is urging Israel to reverse its decision, saying it's impossible to move that many people without devastating humanitarian consequences. Israel has dropped bombs during more than 2,000 airstrikes since Saturday. The Jewish state continues to pound infrastructure in Gaza, leveling entire neighborhoods and reducing buildings to ash and rubble. Hospitals are inundated with patients and morgues are overwhelmed. Egypt has also beefed up security along its borders with Gaza. 2,800 people have died so far on both sides, and Hamas is believed to be holding about 150 hostages. Hamas says Israel's heavy bombardment of the Gaza Strip has killed 13 hostages, including foreigners. The U.S. death toll has risen to at least 27, with over a dozen Americans still unaccounted for. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and families of the missing yesterday.
We are beyond grateful for the support of the American government. And we are asking the Secretary of State and the President and the international media for the immediate release of the hostages and those missing in action.
U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin touched down in Tel Aviv this morning. This coming as the U.S. government plans to start evacuating Americans on chartered flights out of Israel. Citizens will be flown out of the war zone to sites in Europe. The U.S. Embassy in Israel urged patience, though, as it'll take time to reach everyone who is trying to leave. Those who were lucky enough to already make it out say they're counting their blessings.
It was a very, very, very terrifying experience. We had no way to get our children back. We were scared. We were praying and praying and praying.
The United Nations has opened an appeal for $294 million in aid for Palestinians living on the Gaza Strip and also in the occupied West Bank. For now, we're live outside the UN. Dan and Tashani, back to you.
Okay, Briella, thank you very much.
Hey there, how y'all folks doing this fine day? It's Gator here at the cable company, and I'm so glad you stopped by to see me today. Today we're going to go in to Gerald Ford. Okay, U.S. Gerald Ford. It's heading its way to Israel right now, and we've got to go in. I've got a video for you. I think you're gonna like it. It's about the ship and about what the consequences is of us actually getting into the war. So stick around, and I believe you're gonna like this. Okay.
The largest and most powerful aircraft carrier in the world is being moved to Israel. Why is the United States sending the USS Gerald R. Ford into this conflict zone? And what message does it send to the international community? Will the carrier's advanced capabilities and sheer firepower be used as a deterrent, or is it a prelude to more direct military intervention. Regardless, the international community is watching closely as this development has the potential to send shockwaves far beyond the region. With Russia, China, and other global powers closely monitoring the situation, there is an underlying fear that this move could trigger a wider conflict, potentially growing into the next World War. As the USS Gerald R. Ford takes its position off the coast of Israel, the coming days will undoubtedly be critical, especially because of the sheer destruction which can be caused by the ship itself. The reasons for the move? Now, before anything else, to understand why the United States has deployed the USS Gerald R. Ford carrier to Israel, we must delve into the context of the ongoing conflict in the region. The conflict primarily involves Israel and Hamas, the militant Palestinian organization that controls the Gaza Strip. Over the years, tensions have flared into numerous violent confrontations, with both sides claiming historical and territorial rights to the land. The recent cycle of violence escalated when Hamas launched rockets into Israeli territory, prompting Israel to respond with airstrikes. Now, this is where the United States alliance with Israel comes into play, and it dates back decades, rooted in shared democratic values and strategic interests. It's important to note that the U.S. has consistently been one of Israel's staunchest supporters, both diplomatically and militarily. This enduring alliance is a result of several factors. Israel serves as a critical strategic ally for the United States in the volatile Middle East region. The presence of the USS Gerald R. Ford reinforces this partnership, sending a clear message that the U.S. stands firmly by Israel's side. Plus, the U.S. has provided Israel with substantial military aid over the years, ensuring its military superiority in the region. The deployment of the carrier further strengthens Israel's security and defense capabilities, serving as a warning to threats from Hamas and other hostile perpetrators that may intervene. Moreover, the presence of the U.S. Navy in the Eastern Mediterranean holds significant geopolitical importance. It highlights America's commitment to regional stability and peace, while also serving as a reminder to potential enemies to steer clear, because it's pretty clear that the U.S. Navy is capable of not only being on the defensive, but also on the offensive. Beyond its strategic and security implications, the deployment of the USS Gerald R. Ford is evidently a powerful symbol of solidarity and support for Israel during a time of heightened tensions. Notably, this move occurs in a complex global context. This further emphasizes the significance of the U.S. Navy's presence in the region, as it signals America's commitment to its allies and interests despite diplomatic challenges. And we all know very well about U.S.-China relations at this point. On the other hand, the strength of the durable U.S.-Israel alliance goes beyond shared values and strategic interests. It is rooted in a rich history of tangible cooperation that has evolved and deepened over the decades. The collaboration between the United States and Israel in the realm of technology is both extensive and groundbreaking. Israel, often referred to as the startup nation, has excelled in fields such as cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and biotechnology. The United States, recognizing Israel's technological prowess, has forged partnerships for joint research and development. This synergy has led to the creation of cutting-edge innovations with global applications. One striking example is the development of the Iron Dome missile defense system, a collaborative effort between the two nations. This advanced anti-missile system has been instrumental in intercepting incoming rockets, safeguarding civilian lives, and mitigating the impact of rocket attacks from hostile entities. Intelligence cooperation has also been a cornerstone of the U.S.-Israel alliance. Both nations benefit from shared intelligence related to regional security threats, terrorism, and broader geopolitical developments. Israel's strategic location and intelligence capabilities in the Middle East have made it a valuable partner for the United States in gathering crucial information. The synergy in intelligence sharing has led to successful counter-terrorism efforts, thwarting threats to both nations and contributing to global security. The exchange of actionable intelligence remains a pivotal aspect of their cooperation. The United States and Israel have jointly engaged in comprehensive counter-terrorism efforts. Israel's vast experience in dealing with security challenges, including asymmetric threats, has provided valuable insights for U.S. counterterrorism strategies. Cooperation in counterterrorism extends to training, joint exercises, and sharing best practices. Both nations have learned from each other's experiences, enhancing their ability to combat terrorism effectively. Both nations hold these values dear and view them as essential to their identities. Judging by these factors, let us know in the comments why you think the United States has chosen to align itself so strongly with Israel in this conflict. And how does China's stance on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict impact the situation? We're keen to hear your thoughts. Additionally, we'd like to ask you to consider becoming a member of our channel. Just click the link in the description or head to our homepage and click on Join. By doing so, you'll be supporting the brave men and women of the Navy. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you in advance. And now, let's move on. The future of the conflict. As the USS Gerald R. Ford takes its position off the coast of Israel, several challenges and uncertainties lie ahead for the U.S. Navy during this deployment. These challenges affect not only the carrier's role in the ongoing conflict, but also to the broader implications for regional stability and American interests. In fact, the presence of the USS Gerald R. Ford in the region has already drawn significant attention from global powers, including Russia and China. Any perceived escalation or misstep could trigger diplomatic tensions, potentially complicating the situation further. U.S. officials have actually expressed their intention to evacuate American citizens from Israel due to the heightened tensions in the region. Coordinating such evacuations amidst ongoing hostilities poses logistical and security challenges, as you would expect. As of the latest update, the USS Gerald R. Ford is still en route to the eastern Mediterranean, with its exact location being classified for security reasons. The carrier's deployment comes in response to the escalating Israeli-Palestinian conflict, with the U.S. showing solidarity with its ally Israel. While the carrier's arrival is imminent, the U.S. Navy has not disclosed specific details about its arrival date. However, it's expected to reach its designated position off the Israeli coast in the coming days. Once in the region, the carrier will assume a posture that aims to deter aggression and provide critical support to regional stability. Statements from U.S. officials have underscored the carrier's role as a symbol of support for Israel during these turbulent times. The U.S. administration has affirmed its commitment to Israel's right to defend itself and protect its citizens. At the same time, American diplomats are engaged in diplomatic efforts to seek a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Regarding the carrier's duration of stay, U.S. officials have indicated that the deployment is not intended to be long-term. The specific timeline may depend on developments on the ground, diplomatic progress, and the evolving security situation. The U.S. Navy will remain flexible in its approach to ensure that its presence contributes to regional stability and conflict reduction. The USS Gerald R. Ford. Now that we know a little more about the conflict that's going on in the eastern Mediterranean, let's talk about the ship itself, because this is not the vessel to be messed with. In fact, it has the violent capability of causing mass destruction within seconds. In terms of size and capacity, it's unparalleled, boasting a displacement of about 100,000 tons. This massive vessel is powered by two A-1B nuclear reactors, ensuring sustained operations without frequent refueling. This continuous power source lets it run at speeds of over 30 knots. As for the aircraft complement, it's truly impressive. The electromagnetic aircraft launch system, known as EMALS, replaces traditional steam catapults, allowing for smoother and more efficient aircraft launches. It also possesses advanced arresting gear, ensuring aircraft can land safely and rapidly. The sheer technological advancements of the USS Gerald R. Ford ensures that it remains the pinnacle of modern naval engineering. Do you want to know more about this powerful ship? Check out one of our documentary videos on this channel to get an inside look at this incredible vessel. What are your thoughts about this conflict? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. The USS Gerald R. Ford stands as a symbol of the United States' steadfast commitment to Israel. Positioned in the eastern Mediterranean, its goal is to ensure security amidst the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Despite its military nature, this carrier offers a chance for de-escalation and diplomatic progress. Its capability not only deters further hostilities, but also serves as a platform for dialogue, aiming for a more stable region. What's for sure is that this series of events sends a clear message to the world that the United States is willing to commit substantial resources and assets to safeguard the interests and security of its partners. If you found this video informative, please consider leaving it a like and subscribing to our channel as we continue to educate you on such maritime topics and events. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for further updates here on the channel. We'll catch you in the next one.
Done a lot of videos on the Israel war, and you say, oh, it's just because it gets a lot of views and stuff. Well, that is a fact. Now, don't get me wrong there. That's a fact. We've got to have views. We got to get out there and voice. You know what I'm doing this for, and it's to promote Lisa's grandbaby law bill. But anyway, to get into the facts of the matter is that Israel is the most. It's in the Bible. Okay, it's the most important thing that we should listen to this. How is it that in Revelations they put this down? You have wars and rumors of wars. Okay, and then they say Israel was the ones, the chosen people that we're supposed to look out for. I don't know. I'm putting it out there to you. I've got other people that I'm bringing into my channel that's got more education, and they can teach you a lot better. So stick around, and I got more for you. Okay, we got more coming up. I put out a short every day except for Sunday. And I'm getting a few of them. It's gonna, I won't. I go back to my normal schedule. But right now, this is really important. I'm gonna be putting out a few. I hope you stick around. Hit that subscribe button. Stick with me, and we're gonna do some more of the Bill of Rights. We're gonna get. I keep flooding it and flooding it and flooding it into you, so you can put it out there. There's a couple thousand, 2,000 people watching. Okay, well, we want to get that to 2 million, 200 million. That's the goal. We want to get out there and tell the world this is where it's at. Okay, this is where it's at. And have a blessed day. Okay, come on back and see me. Bye bye.